Okay, so let's look at this. I've been watching a few people talk about the purse bid, the fact that the sum total, the the purse split, the purse and everything else to do with the Terence Crawford versus Sean Porter fight is going to be the sole responsibility, if you like, of Bob Arum in conjunction with ESPN. Thus, ESPN is carrying the fight. So it occurs to me, like, while people are saying that, some people might argue that probably shows that Sean Porter doesn't have the confident backing of Al Haymon. I think it actually goes beyond that. I think that it shows that Sean Porter doesn't have the respect of PBC and Al Haymon. After all the work he's done for those people, I think they treat him like a mule. And because of that lack of respect, rather than lack of confidence, but lack of respect, you have to sort of look at a pattern and say, what's wrong here? They broke the bank to try and get Canelo Alvarez over there. They did multiple deals with both Tyson Fury and Manny Pacquiao. Yet they couldn't really make a strong enough effort to get Terence Crawford over to PBC, but rather let Sean Porter go over to ESPN. Now, you could look at it from a racial standpoint if you choose to, because it's right in front of you. Why is it that Al Haymon and all these people who argue in favor of PBC are allowed to make an argument from a racial standpoint, but the flaws within that particular argument are sort of pushed aside and not allowed to be highlighted to show that there is a contradiction, and quite frankly, it's quite grotesque and rather ugly. The ugly truth of the matter is this, is that when it really comes down to it, he's willing, Al Haymon that is, to pay a white gypsy, a white Mexican, and a Filipino almost break the bank to have those people over to his side. And almost sort of apply the narrative to the idea that black people don't sell by not pursuing Terence Crawford over to PBC to fight Sean Porter, who has done a great deal of work in lifting up the resumes of some of his key players in the welterweight division. So my thing is this: while people celebrate PBC, you have to be able to recognize that it is thoroughly flawed, and there is a reason. Sometimes it's prejudice, sometimes it is racism, as a matter of fact. You understand that some people want to fail, but there are flaws within the system, within the whole edifice of PBC, that make you wonder whether they are sincere when they they haven't really said much, but whether they are sincere in their actions, so to speak. Because they tend to almost, as I said before, they tend to almost go overboard in attacking black people or discriminating, ostracizing, blackballing black people who do not necessarily bow down to the PBC franchise. However, a Canelo Alvarez or a Tyson Fury who can wander off and break the deals, and they'll still do deals with him. Manny Pacquiao and all the stuff that went on before, the acrimony of the fans, they'll still do deals with him. Canelo Alvarez, walking away from a big deal and stuff, they'll still do deals with him. But just to get one of the key players, at least even to just create that perspective of being in charge, they won't do it. they won't actually make the effort to take Terence Crawford over to PBC and pay a significant amount of money because they don't believe the guy's worth it. Suddenly it becomes a case if he doesn't sell. He doesn't sell. And even if he didn't sell, you could at least say, like, well, Sean Porter's been in big fights and he sold. So you want to say Sean Porter didn't sell as well? You could be, the reason why I bring Sean Porter up is Sean Porter is a vital part of the resume of Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, and Danny Garcia, the key players in the welterweight division. Not so much Manny Pacquiao. And even Ggers, as a matter of fact. But you don't take him, but you don't think, okay, thank you for your service. We are going to actually reward you and bring this fight over to our side. No. You let him wander off to ESPN because you despise Crawford. And here's another thing. This is how you get to know how PBC haters operate. If you go over to Fannon's channel, let me actually look at what I'm saying. Let me observe what I'm saying properly. So here we are. Sorry for that. Here, you see Fannon. Forgive me. Here, it says, this is 2 days ago, by the way. This is 2 days ago. It says, Terence Crawford blocking Porter fight. That's the question. It's a rhetorical question, more or less, because we know where he stands. Deal nearly done. Waiting for Bud's approval, says Aaron. But why would you say he's blocking the fight? So this is how a PBC nut hugger operates. And there's no bigger nut hugger than Fannon. So let's go to when the fight's actually done. And what does it say? Remember, he's saying that Terence Crawford is blocking the fight. And this is how a nut hugger operates. 15 hours ago, Terence Crawford makes big mistake fighting Sean Porter. Style or wrong, says expert. What expert? What expert is that? You know what I mean? First you claim that he might be blocking the fight, and then you say he's making a big mistake fighting Sean Porter anyway. Because you fucking hate the dude. And he, you know what, Fannon, in reality, actually really does represent the mindset of a corrupted, bigoted, prejudiced PBC dick rider. He does. It's just, it is what it is. And then they will claim that, yeah, they're so pro-black. Well, how come, as I stated before, when you look at this image, what you see is PBC going out of his way to get all these fighters here, but won't get this one. Won't get Terence Crawford. It is what it is, though.